It's the kind of thing we all know can happen. You get a phone call in the middle of the night and then find out somebody's broken into your bar. You show up and there's the broken door and the cash register's forced open. And then you got to go through all the paperwork and the replacement costs and the hassle. And the whole time you're thinking you could have prevented it all. Could have put better lighting in the parking lot, installed a new security system, all the things you could have done, but it's after the fact. But there's another risk we all face, and it can be a lot more damaging and costly. And that's serving intoxicated or underage individuals. And sometimes it isn't until you're actually sued that you do something about it. And the results can be devastating. In our lawsuit-happy society, you just got to know what procedures and practices are going to hold up in court. And for that, you need experts. And the experts in my book are alcohol risk management consultants. They're ready to arm you with the information you need to protect you, your employees, and your business.
The ARM, or Alcohol Risk Management Consulting concept, began as a means of minimizing the risks resulting from serving alcohol to underage or intoxicated individuals. The intended result, an overall reduction in the number of alcohol-related lawsuits. After years of gathering information on existing policies, the ARM team has developed what they like to think of as an alcohol risk management security system. A written list of practical and easily implemented alcohol risk management policies for the hospitality industry. Now, you might take a stance that says, it's not my job to babysit somebody else's kid or to worry whether or not someone has reached their limit. Well, maybe not. But you do have an interest in capping the rising cost of liability insurance, not to mention the cost of defending yourself against a lawsuit. And information is your first line of defense.
I've been a bartender now for 9 years, and you do walk a thin line between serving somebody a drink and having to cut them off. I think having a written policy for cutting somebody off is definitely better than just having a verbal policy, because there's something to back it up. I've looked at ARM's policies, and I believe that they're good policies, and I stand behind all the different policies that they have.
ARM is not another do-gooder program created by people outside your business. Instead, ARM consulting teams are composed of people with hospitality and security industry experience who have examined server training programs across the country. But the real insight came from in-depth interviews with bar owners and managers like yourselves, who, along with attorneys and representatives from the insurance industry, help to form a core program of intervention and training.
The legalities involved with the liquor business means taking the chance of getting sued. Getting sued is no fun. Ending up in court is no fun. You have to defend yourself, you have to defend your actions, you have to defend your servers, and it's hard. I think every time an incident happens, you have to put yourself in the situation that you're in court. In the back of your mind, you have to be saying, what if I was sitting in front of a jury explaining my actions at this point? Justifying your actions.
The key to minimizing risk is to stay one step ahead of changing laws and changing attitudes. ARM consultants keep a finger on the pulse of the industry. They know what works and what doesn't.
Claim frequency can have a tremendous effect on the price of your insurance. I recently had somebody approached me who had 4 claims in the last 3 years. Their price for insurance, just the dram shop coverage, went from $4,000 a year to $65,000 and could quite possibly put them out of business. I believe that server training has a positive effect on lowering the frequency of claims. We insist on server training in our agency for all our customers.
From their beginnings, ARM consultants recognize that alcohol risk management policies should lean toward preventing problems, but also stand up to scrutiny by attorneys when a mistake does occur. The only way to gain that kind of insight was to go right to the legal community and flat out ask the question, what are you looking for when you prosecute an underage or intoxicated individual case?
The ultimate case is where a person's been cut off and the bar continues to serve them. I was involved in a case where a bar manager intervened after a bartender cut somebody off and allowed that person to continue drinking. That was the best possible scenario. And the case ultimately settled because the insurance company and the bar realized that if a jury ever got a hold of those sets of facts, that somebody would really have to pay a price. When I'm prosecuting an underage sales case, the best case scenario is where there's no procedures, where they didn't card him, and where the kid came in and was served. In that case, it's lay down. I mean, it's absolute, basically, liability, and that's the kind of situation where I'm going to run with the case. The defense of having nothing in writing is really a stupid defense, and it makes a bar look disorganized, looks like a ragtag shoestring operation. And selling alcohol is a serious business, and if you don't have things in writing, you look like you don't care, and that whatever happens, happens. And a jury is more inclined in a situation like that to step in and say, well, you didn't get the message, let us teach you a little lesson here. And the only way juries can teach bar owners lessons is by nailing them with damages.
The legal system can be precarious. That's why it's important to have an ally, someone who knows the legal landscape and understands policy law as it relates to the hospitality industry. To bring the information full circle, ARM consultants pose the other side of the question to defense attorneys.
If I had a dream client who had been sued in a liquor liability case, I'd like to see them come in and, first of all, show me that they had regular meetings with their staff, and that at those meetings they discussed what their policies were going to be with respect to the service of alcohol to patrons, their carding of minors, their procedures if they had a customer who had had enough to drink, what they were going to do so that that person did not leave, and how the staff communicated internally when they had a situation where they felt there was a customer who should not have any more to drink. The nightmare case is anyone involving the sale of alcohol to a minor, because there really is no defense to that. All it takes is one of these cases, and you will wipe out the profit that you make from years of selling and possibly put yourself out of business. The key is management letting the employees know that they are serious about not violating the law. You know, most owners that I run into feel that the law is unfair, that they're there in a business to make money, and that part of that is selling alcohol, and that they shouldn't be the party that's held responsible. And I understand that perspective. That isn't the law. That's not going to be the law in this state. So what we have to do is figure out how to balance the business interests of selling food and alcohol against the exposure of being sued for serving too much alcohol.
In today's business environment, risk management is not only a legitimate management task, it's a necessity. To develop a comprehensive system of risk management, you need to arm yourself with current and accurate information.
It seems almost unfair, but you are responsible for everybody in your building. Everyone you are serving, you are responsible for, and you're responsible for their actions. Whether they might act inappropriately or not, you're still responsible for it. I've been involved in a situation where there was an argument and close to the point of even physical confrontation. And we dealt with it according to our policies. We separated the groups, made sure one group left first, and we kept the other group around. And then at the end of the night, outside in our parking lot, a confrontation took place. We were still responsible for that confrontation. As it turned out in court, which we spent a week in court doing this, not to mention depositions leading up to it, so on and so forth. Incredibly complicated situation. But we spent a week in court, and they did find that we were not responsible for this particular situation. But we had proper documentation that said this is how we dealt with it, what we did, and the jury found us not guilty. But that doesn't happen every time. If without that documentation, it might have been a totally different ballgame.
it's a misnomer to think that you only have liability if someone is driving, and therefore if you say to the person, well, you're not driving, we'll continue to serve you, that is really one of the dumbest things I can possibly think of. If that person goes home, pulls out a shotgun, and because they're drunk and impaired shoots somebody, you are potentially liable. If they commit any other sort of wrongful act, and I as a plaintiff's lawyer can tie that to their intoxication, you are going to be on the hook.
ARM can demonstrate how to protect yourself on 3 levels. First, have clearly written policies in place. Second, provide ongoing training and enforcement. And third, keep written records as evidence of both. One of the more interesting findings to come of ARM's inquiries was that employees actually prefer written policies and training sessions that encourage discussion. The ability to quote policy to customers gives your employees a quick way to diffuse a given situation before it escalates.
Policy helps me when I cut people off because I have something backing me up. I can say, I have to cut you off. There's a policy. It's written. It's there. It's not just me and my opinions or me and my ideas. It's official.
Training's important to me as a server because it helps me get a general idea of what the company wants from us, what they want us to do in situations, and it keeps everybody, basically all the servers, together with the same ideas of what to do in certain situations.
Working side by side with a partner like ARM is a unique opportunity to assess the level of risk in your business. An opportunity to arm yourself with the information you need to eliminate risky practices. A means of protecting yourself against rising insurance rates and the possibility of a costly lawsuit.
I feel it's helpful when a business has written policies so you know exactly what to do when the situation may occur.
Benefits of server training far outweigh the costs. Not only do you get a rate reduction, you have the potential of avoiding claims, which makes it easier to place your coverage in the future. And to me, it means that you have a responsible business.
If I could leave bar owners with any words of caution or advice, it would be that at all costs, they avoid making sales to minors.
Knowing management will back me up in any decision I make makes me feel secure, just because I know that by confronting a customer, they'll be right there to back me up.
Policies, I think, are they're your backup. And they're, look, I did right because this policy is written in this policy. I was abiding by the rules that were set here. And the rules are there for everyone's safety. And the rules are there to help keep everybody alive and in one piece.
Everyone can make mistakes, but if you appear reckless or that you don't care about the safety of others, watch out.
Nobody wants to be in court. I think the best thing to do to stay out of court is be prepared. Have your servers trained properly, have everyone documenting their actions during the evening, and that, I think, is the best way to stay out of court. Be prepared.